Good morning and welcome to NewsWare's Trade Talk for Tuesday, February 17th. Okay, let's get into the action. Take a look at the S&Ps. We're actually trading lower. We're down 0.37%. We've been trading lower all morning. But there's a couple of catalysts here on the geopolitical front. You have these U.S.-Iranian talks that are scheduled to start today. I mean, Iran has said that they're willing to move some of their enriched uranium off seas. That might be something. And they're offering, Trump money. They're offering to do deals in the United States. So that's the sort of thing that may get those deals talking about. And then you have the Russian-Ukraine peace talks, which are being brokered by the U.S. That's also starting today in Geneva. That's going on for today and tomorrow. The key thing here is if either one of these gets a sliver of positive momentum, you're going to see oil prices pull back. You will see oil prices pull back if Russian oil goes back onto the market, and if the U.S. stops, doing the embargoes on Iranian oil, you're going to see, a big downtick in oil. So we got to keep an eye on that. What else do we have? Elevated AI-related CapEx spends. It's continued to weigh on the hyperscalers. I mean, they're making big investments in data centers. They're making big investments in advanced chips and infrastructure, and that's putting pressure on the near-term margins right now. In deal news, DHR, they're going to be buying Massimo, ticker MASI, Michael Apple, Sam, India. What else do we have? Elliott Management has built a large stake in Norwegian Cruise Lines, NCLS. Starboard has built a large stake in TripAdvisor's TRIP. Warner Brothers, WBD, is considering reopening the sales talks with Paramount. After they put out another bid. On the earnings front, you got to keep an eye on this MDT. It's just now moved lower. It was trading higher, but it's now moved lower after its earnings report. And LDOS, is also trading lower after its earnings report. But after the bell today, you get Palo Alto Networks, you got Toll Brothers, CDNS is also reporting after the bell today. And tomorrow morning, you got ADI, you got Moody's, MCO, and Wingstop, ticker WING. They're all scheduled to report tomorrow morning. Taking a look at the action overseas, and we're looking at Europe. Europe has gone from green to red. I mean, you look at the DAX, it's now down 36 points or 0.15%. It was up, about 0.2%, but it has since now turned lower. In London, the FTSE remains higher. It's up 0.25%. It's being supported by gains in energy and the financial shares. The CAC has also gone from green to red, is now down about 0.2%. We're looking over it last night in Asia, and Asia was a very light trading session. I mean, you did have the Nikkei, drop a little bit. It dropped 0.42%. You saw some weakness in where do we see the weakness here? Technology stocks, defense stocks are weakened, but then there's Hong Kong. Hong Kong's closed for the lunar holiday. They don't reopen until Friday. They're closed every day, the rest of the days this week until Friday. And China's closed all week long for this lunar festival. So, this is really causing a lot of light volumes. You're not seeing a lot of trading activity happening in Asia this week. It happens every year. Now we're turning our attention to oil this morning. And you know what? Oil is already, it's kind of mixed, which really shouldn't be too much of a surprise. You get WTI trading at $63.62. You got Brent at $68.57. Listen, you have the peace talks between, Russia and Ukraine. You got the talks between the U.S. and Iran. Iran did do some military drills yesterday in the Strait of Hormuz, trying to flex. That's all they're doing. They're trying to flex and show, listen, we could close this strait if we needed to. And 20% of the world's oil flow does flow through that strait. So it is cautionary. But right now we're seeing some, oil is going to be, a key market today that we want to be keeping an eye on. Okay, now we're talking about earnings. We're going to start off with MDT, Medtronics. They beat by 2 cents. They did it on higher revenue. MDT is trading lower by 2.85%. We got LDOS. They beat by 15 cents. They did it on lower revenue. That stock's down 3% this morning. After the bell, you got Palo Alto Networks, PANW. Their EPS is 93 cents. Expected move is 8.93%. You got Toll Brothers this afternoon as well. Their EPS is $2.05. Expected move is 5.99% when they release. In terms of economic reports, 8:30 a.m. we get the Empire State Manufacturing Index. 10 a.m. we get the housing market index. 12:45 p.m. we're going to hear from Fed Governor Michael Barr, and at 2:30 p.m. we're going to hear from San Francisco Fed Bank President Mary Daly. Just a note, the week ahead we got a lot of delayed reports coming out this week. So the market's going to be paying attention to it, especially Friday. You get on Friday, I think you have the PCE report for December coming out. That could be something. Okay, now we're going to move our attention. We're going to take a look at the stocks moving the markets today. It seems heavily weighted to the downside this morning. You look at your FANG stocks, it's seen small gains in Netflix. Everything else is trading lower. You look at Apple. Apple's going to bring video podcasting capabilities to the Apple podcast tool. Meta has this program, Made for Meta. VRTX or Vertex is joining Made for Meta program with a treadmill that is compatible with the Quest headset. I don't know if I like that. Netflix trading higher, was higher. It has since gone soft. No, it's higher. It's higher about it's up about 1%, 0.9%. Listen, WBD is looking to reopen talks with P-Sky. If that happens, you could see, Netflix, go back to the $90 to $100 range very quickly. In terms of Dow Jones 30 stocks, we're talking Goldman Sachs. They indicated that they're going to scrap DEI initiatives or DEI criteria from its board. Apple's out there saying they sent out invites for a March 4th product launch date. Something happening. Chevron awarded 4 offshore leases for Greece exploration blocks. Merger news, Warner Brothers Discovery to initiate discussions with Paramount Skydance for their best and final offer. Massimo, ticker MASI, to be acquired by Danaher for $1.80 per share. In terms of guidance news, LH, LabCorp sees full year 2026 EPS coming in $17.55 to $18.25. Street estimate is $17.52. That's an uptick. Good. Now we're going to move to our pick of the day. I'm going to go with Clean Harbors, CLH, Charlie, Larry, Henry. Earnings are out tomorrow morning. EPS is $1.61. Expected move is 6.24%. Yesterday's call volume, it was 306, or I should say Friday's call volume, 362 calls, which isn't a lot, but when you look at the put side, there was only 37 puts. So, you take a look at the open interest, you get 50K on the call side, you get 16 on the put side. This is a very positive reading. And then you look at the major brokers, they're very like it. They're raising price targets. The price targets are, in the price targets are in the 250 range. So, I think the stock could come across with a nice beat. But I'm hoping to get in at 259. I got to tell you, I'm hoping to get in the stock at 259 today, which might be a little low. But that's my pick of the day. Clean Harbors, CLH, and I'm going to say 259 as an entry price. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about hot off the press, and let's see if there's anything significant that has hit the tape in the last 15 minutes or so. Palo Alto Networks to acquire Koi to secure Ngenic endpoint security. Blackstone, ticker BX, is said to be near a $2.5 billion deal for Champions Group. Irish Data Protection Commission opens investigation into X or Twitter. Alibaba unveiled a major upgrade to its flagship AI model. Goldman and Nasdaq CEOs to head to Mar-a-Lago's crypto forum hosted by Don Jr. and Eric Trump. Eli Lilly wants to turn India into a hub for global supply chain. That's all I'm seeing this morning. Okay, let's move on into our pick of the day from Friday, which was Floor, ticker FLR. It was an earnings play. I mean, the fact of the matter is stock opened up 45.55, fell down to 44.72. I was thinking 45 for an entry price, so it did hit that. Closed at 45.31, and this morning after the earnings, it's already hit a high of 48. I mean, it's currently trading 46.70, but yeah, the 1% was definitely there. Floor FLR was a winner. Okay, traders, that concludes today's podcast. You guys know what to do. Let's go out there and let's make some green.